In today's class, we are going to learn about division of fractions. Before that, let us revise some concepts. Let's look at multiplication of fractions. Here I have the whole number 2. Let us multiply the whole number 2 with the fraction 3 upon 5. Now in order to do this, we will multiply the whole number 2 with the numerator of the fraction, which in this case is the number 3. We know that 2 into 3 will give us 6 and the denominator of the fraction will remain the same. So hence we will get the fraction 6 upon 5. Let us take another example. Let's take the fraction 1 upon 4. Now let us multiply this fraction with another fraction. In order to solve this, we will have to find the product of the numerator. The product of the numerator will be the numerator of our fraction, and we will also have to find the product of the denominator, which will be a denominator for our fraction. We know that 1 into 3 gives us 3 and 4 into 4 will give us 16. Hence, our fraction will be 3 upon 16. Let us look at reciprocal of a fraction. In order to find the reciprocal of a fraction, we will have to simply interchange the numerator and the denominator, or simply invert the fraction. Let us take an example. Here I have the fraction 8 upon 5. Now let us find the reciprocal of this fraction. So to find the reciprocal of this fraction, interchange the numerator and the denominator, or simply invert the fraction. So the reciprocal of the fraction will be 5 upon 8. Let us take another example. Let's take the fraction 1 upon 4. What will be the reciprocal of this fraction? Be 4 upon 1. So we see that to find a reciprocal of a fraction, we need to simply invert the fraction or interchange the numerator and the denominator. Now let us solve an exercise. Let's find the reciprocal of the given fractions and then classify the reciprocals as proper fractions, improper fractions, or whole numbers. We know that in proper fractions, the numerator will always be smaller than the denominator. And in improper fractions, the numerator will be greater than the denominator. And we know that whole numbers are basic counting numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Let us solve the first question. Here we have the fraction 3 upon 7. Now we need to find the reciprocal of this fraction. And we know that to find the reciprocal of a fraction, we will have to simply invert the fraction, or we can interchange the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so the reciprocal of 3 upon 7 will be 7 upon 3. Now we see that the numerator is greater than the denominator. Therefore, this fraction is an improper fraction. Let us look at the second one. Here we have the fraction 5 upon 8. Now the reciprocal of this fraction will be 8 upon 5. Here we see again that the numerator is greater than the denominator. We know that the number 8 is greater than the number 5. Therefore, such a fraction will be known as improper fraction. Let us solve the third one. We have the fraction 9 upon 7. We need to find the reciprocal of this fraction. So what will you do? You will simply interchange the numerator and the denominator. So you will get the reciprocal as 7 upon 9. Now 7 is smaller in comparison to the number 9. So we see that the numerator is smaller than the denominator. Such a fraction is known as a proper fraction. Let us take one last example. Here I have the fraction 1 upon 8. The reciprocal of 1 upon 8 is 8 upon 1, which can also be written as simply 8, which is a whole number. Since you all know multiplication of fractions and to find the reciprocal of a fraction, we will now look at division of fractions. Let us look at division of whole number by a fraction. Okay, so when you read this, we understand that the whole number will be a dividend. Okay, that is the number to be divided, and the fraction will be a divisor that will divide the whole number. Okay, so let's take an example. We have the whole number 1 and we need to divide the whole number 1 by the fraction 1 upon 2. So over here the whole number 1 is the dividend. Okay, that is the number that has to be divided, and 1 upon 2 is a divisor, that is a number that will divide the whole number 1. Okay, so in order to solve this, we will take the whole number 1 as it is. We will convert the division sign into multiplication, and we will find the reciprocal of the fraction 1 upon 2. We know that the reciprocal of the fraction 1 upon 2 is 2 upon 1. Now we will simply multiply the whole number with the fraction. We know that 1 into 2 will give us 2, and the denominator of the fraction will remain as it is, that is the number 1. So hence we will get the fraction 2 upon 1. Okay, so here we see that when dividing a whole number by a fraction, we multiply the whole number with the reciprocal of the fraction. Okay, so the division sign will change into multiplication and we will take the reciprocal of the divisor. Let us take another example. Here I have the whole number 3. We need to divide the number 3 by the fraction 1 upon 2. Okay, so we will take the whole number 3 as it is. We will convert the division sign into multiplication. We need to find the reciprocal of a divisor. Okay, so the reciprocal will be 2 upon 1. We know that 3 into 2 will give us 6, which will give us a fraction 6 upon 1. Let us solve an exercise. Here I have the whole number 12. I need to divide the whole number 12 by the fraction 3 upon 4. So I will take the number 12 as it is. I will convert the division sign into multiplication and I will find the reciprocal of the divisor, that is the fraction 3 upon 4. The reciprocal of 3 upon 4 is 4 upon 3. We know that 12 into 4 will give us the number 48. The denominator will remain the same, that is the number 3. Now we need to check whether we can simplify the fraction 48 upon 3. Okay, now to find whether the number is divisible by the number 3, we will have to use the divisibility test for the number 3. Okay, now a number will be divisible by 3 only if the sum of the digits of the number is a multiple of 3. Let us check if the sum of the digits of the number 48 is a multiple of 3. We know that 4 plus 8 gives us 12, and 12 is a multiple of 3. That means the number 48 is divisible by the number 3. Okay, so 3 into 16 will give us 48. Let us take another example. Here I have the whole number 14. We need to divide the whole number 14 by the fraction 5 upon 6. Okay, so in order to do that, we will take the whole number 14 as it is. We will change the division sign into multiplication. We will find the reciprocal of the divisor, that is the fraction 5 upon 6. The reciprocal of 5 upon 6 is 6 upon 5. I will multiply 14 with the numerator of the fraction, that is the number 6. 14 into 6 gives us 84, and the denominator of the fraction will remain as it is, that is the number 5. So the solution to this will be 84 upon 5. Let us take another example. We have the whole number 8. We need to divide the whole number 8 by the fraction 7 upon 3. Okay, so we will take the whole number as it is. We will convert the division sign into multiplication and we will take the reciprocal of the divisor, that is the fraction 7 upon 3. We know that the reciprocal of 7 upon 3 is 3 upon 7. Now we will multiply 8 with the number 3. 8 into 3 will give us 24. The denominator will remain as it is. So the solution is 24 upon 7. Now let us look at division of a fraction by a whole number. So here a fraction is a dividend and now a whole number has become a divisor. Alright. So let us take an example. So here I have a fraction 3 upon 4. We need to divide the fraction 3 upon 4 by the whole number 3. So in order to do this, we will take the fraction 3 upon 4 as it is, and we will convert the division sign into multiplication. Now we will take the reciprocal of the whole number. The reciprocal of 3 will be 1 upon 3. Now we will multiply these two fractions. In order to multiply these two fractions, we will have to look at the numerators of these two fractions. Okay, that is the number 3 and the number 1. 3 into 1 will give us the number 3. Then we will look at the denominators of this fraction, that is the number 4 and the number 3. 4 into 3 will give us 12. Hence, we will get the fraction 3 upon 12. To simplify the fraction 3 upon 12, we know that 3 and the number 12 are divisible by the number 3. Hence, we will get the fraction 1 upon 4. So, we see that when dividing a fraction by a whole number, we multiply the fraction with the reciprocal of the whole number. So, remember that when dividing fractions, we will always change the division sign into multiplication. And we will take the reciprocal of the divisor. Let us take another example. Here I have the fraction 7 upon 3. Now we need to divide the fraction 7 upon 3 by the whole number 2. So we will take the dividend as it is the fraction 7 upon 3. Okay, the division sign will change into multiplication, and now we will take the reciprocal of the divisor, that is the whole number 2. The reciprocal of 2 is 1 upon 2. Now we will simply multiply these two fractions. We know that 7 into 1 will give us 7 and 3 into 2 will give us 6. So hence we will get the fraction 7 upon 6. Let us solve a few more examples. Here I have the fraction 4 upon 9. We need to divide the fraction 4 upon 9 by a whole number 5. So we will take the fraction 4 upon 9 as it is. We will change the division sign into multiplication. We will take the reciprocal of the divisor, that is the whole number 5. The reciprocal of 5 will be 1 upon 5. Now we will simply multiply these two fractions. We know that 4 into 1 is 4 and 9 into 5 is 45. Hence we will get the fraction 4 upon 45. Let us look at another example. Here I have the fraction 6 upon 13. We need to divide the fraction 6 upon 13 by the whole number 7. Okay, so we will take the fraction 6 upon 13 as it is. We will convert the division sign into multiplication, and now we will take the reciprocal of the divisor, that is the whole number 7. We know that the reciprocal of 7 is 1 upon 7. Now we will simply multiply these two fractions. We know that 6 into 1 is 6 and 13 into 7 is 91. Let us look at another example. Now here I have a mixed fraction. Now we need to divide a mixed fraction by a whole number. So when we have a mixed fraction, we will always solve the mixed fraction first. Alright? So in order to solve this mixed fraction, we will always look at the denominator first. Here we have the number 3 as a denominator. So we will multiply the number 3 with the whole number, that is the number 4. We know that 3 into 4 will give us 12. Okay, now we need to add the number 12 to the numerator of the fraction, that is the number 1. 12 plus 1 will give us 13. So now our numerator will be 13 and our denominator will remain as it is, that is the number 3. Alright, so now we need to divide the fraction 13 upon 3 by the whole number 3. So in order to do that, we will convert the division sign into multiplication, and we will take the reciprocal of a divisor, that is, we will take the reciprocal of the whole number 3. Okay, we know that the reciprocal of 3 is 1 upon 3. Now we will multiply these two fractions. We know that 13 into 1 is 13 and 3 into 3 is 9. Hence, we obtain the fraction 13 upon 9. Now let us look at division of a fraction by another fraction. Okay, so here I have a fraction 1 upon 3. Now let us divide the fraction 1 upon 3 by the fraction 6 upon 5. Our divisor is 6 upon 5. Okay, and 1 upon 3 is a dividend. Okay, so we will take the dividend as it is. That is, we will take the fraction 1 upon 3 as it is. we will convert the division sign into multiplication. And now we will take the reciprocal of our divisor, that is 6 upon 5. We know that the reciprocal of 6 upon 5 is 5 upon 6. Now we will simply multiply these two fractions. We know that 1 into 5 is 5 and 3 into 6 is 18. Hence we obtain the fraction 5 upon 18. So we see that when dividing one fraction by another, we multiply the first fraction with the reciprocal of the other fraction. So always remember, when you're dividing fractions, you will always convert the division sign into multiplication and you will take the reciprocal of the divisor. Okay? That is the number that divides another number. Okay? Let us take another example. Here I have the fraction 2 upon 5. We need to divide the fraction 2 upon 5 by the fraction 1 upon 2. So we will take the dividend 2 upon 5 as it is. We will convert the division sign into multiplication. And now we will find the reciprocal of the divisor, that is 1 upon 2. The reciprocal of 1 upon 2 is 2 upon 1. Now we will simply multiply these two fractions. We know that 2 into 2 will give us 4 and 5 into 1 is 5. Hence we obtain the fraction 4 upon 5. Let us solve a few examples. Here I have the fraction 4 upon 9. I need to divide this fraction 4 upon 9 by the fraction 2 upon 3. So I will take my dividend as it is. I will take 4 upon 9. I will convert the division sign into multiplication. And I will take the reciprocal of the divisor 2 upon 3. We know that the reciprocal of a divisor 2 upon 3 is 3 upon 2. So now we will simply multiply these two fractions. We know that 4 into 3 gives us 12 and 9 into 2 gives us 18. So hence we obtain the fraction 12 upon 18. Now since 12 and the number 18 is divisible by the number 2, we will simplify this fraction. 2 into 6 will give us 12 and 2 into 9 will give us 18. So hence we have the fraction 6 upon 9. Can we simplify this fraction further? Yes. We know that the number 6 and the number 9 is divisible by the number 3. Therefore, we will further simplify this fraction. So hence we get the fraction 2 upon 3. Let us take another example. Here I have a fraction 3 upon 7 divided by the fraction 8 upon 7. So I will take my dividend as it is, that is 3 upon 7. And now I will convert the division sign into multiplication. I will take the reciprocal of my divisor. And we know that reciprocal of 8 upon 7 is 7 upon 8. I will simply multiply these two fractions. We know that 3 into 7 is 21 and 7 into 8 is 56. Okay, we know that 21 and the number 56 is divisible by the number 7. We can simplify this fraction. We know that 7 into 3 is 21 and 7 into 8 is 56. Hence we obtain the fraction 3 upon 8. Let us take one last example. Here I have a mixed fraction. Okay, now we need to divide this mixed fraction by a fraction 3 upon 5. So we will always solve the mixed fraction first. Okay, we know that 3 into 2 will give us 6. 6 plus 1 will give us 7. So we obtain the fraction 7 upon 3. We will convert the division sign into multiplication and we will take the reciprocal of a divisor. We know that the reciprocal of 3 upon 5 is 5 upon 3. Now we will simply multiply these two fractions. We know that 7 into 5 is 35. 3 into 3 is 9. So we will obtain the fraction 35 upon 9. So in this video, we have learned about division of fractions. We have seen division of a whole number by a fraction. Dividing a whole number by a fraction, we multiply the whole number with the reciprocal of the fraction. We have also seen division of a fraction by a whole number. So when dividing a fraction by a whole number, we multiply the fraction with the reciprocal of the whole number. We have also seen division of a fraction by another fraction. And we have seen that when dividing one fraction by another fraction, we multiply the first fraction with the reciprocal of the other fraction. Okay, so always remember, when dividing fractions, we will convert the division sign into multiplication. And we will take the reciprocal of the divisor always. If you like my videos, kindly subscribe to my channel for more math videos. Thank you for your support.